The purpose of this video is to help you assemble some notes on multiple representations of inequalities. Ordinarily, teachers would be able to copy this for you so that it came out correctly back in front. We would go through some folding in class, but not everybody even has access to a printer in our time of remote learning, so we're having to be a little bit creative, and I haven't even figured out how to make my printer do what a copy machine would be able to do at school. So I was able to print the file. If you were unable to do that, you could also edit the digital file using a Chrome extension called Cami. There's a lot of other tools out there as well. Others may just be creating their own on notebook paper or on printer paper, or being creative in this time of restrictions. There are 2 pages. One page has the inequality symbols and some keywords and key phrases that are associated with that. And then the other sheet looks really repetitive, but there will be several examples that are gone through. And it has 4 different quadrants, if you will, and they all have numeric examples, algebraic examples, and what it would look like on a graph. And here's how I would recommend assembling yours. Take the bottom of this handout and fold it up to the center line. And then take the top and fold it down to that center line. Then what I would do is I would take these and I would cut them out if you are able to. I already cut some out because I printed 2 just to give an example. And I'm going to attach them on the front in specific locations. First of all, the one that has a less than symbol, I'm going to attach on the top left. And the one that has a greater than symbol, I will attach on the top right. And then I'm going to be labeling those as well. And then I'll take scissors and do just a little cut down the center. Ordinarily, we would do this if we were together in class so that we can go into each section at a time. I just want to plan that I'm not going to cut through anything, and I'll cut to that crease. So then when you're able to go through the notes video, then we can specifically go into this section, and this will be all things about the less than inequality symbol. We'll look at it verbally, we'll look at it algebraically, we'll also look at it graphically, different representations. Same thing with greater than. The other ones I'll place on the bottom, and these are symbols that are new for middle school. You've been doing comparisons like less than and greater than probably since kindergarten. But these symbols are new. I'm going to place this one on the bottom left. And it was shaded, but my printer didn't do a good job, so I just shaded it in a little bit extra. Yes, there is a reason for that. This is called the less than or equal to symbol. I remember that because the line under it reminds me of a line of an equal sign. And if you're thinking, Ms. Halpern, how can something be less than or equal to at the same time? You'll have to follow up with the notes on the multiple representations to see more specific examples, of course. But a real life scenario that you'd be familiar with is anytime you're shopping at H-E-B or Walmart or Target, if you go into the express lane, it says this lane is for 15 items or fewer. that would be a real connection of when this symbol gets used, because it could equal 15 items, but you could also have less than 15 items. Another real world example would be eating off the kids menu, that the kids menu is, say, for children 12 and under. So your age could equal 12 and you would be allowed to eat off that menu, or you could be under 12 years old and be allowed to eat off that menu. And then the final one is the greater than or equal to symbol. That's also new for middle school. I'm going to label these really quick. And then I'll cut little flaps. Some real life scenarios that you might encounter with this would be, for example, voting age. You need to be 18 years or older to vote. So you could be equal to 18 years old, or you could be higher than 18 years old. Talking about menus, like we talked about the kids menu on the less than or equal, you could even do like a senior citizen discount. For example, you have to be 55 or older to order off the senior menu. That would be another time where you have to be greater than that number or equal to that number. Also, sometimes when you are riding rides at Fiesta Texas or SeaWorld, for example, it might say you have to be a certain height. It might say you have to be at least 48 inches tall to ride this ride. That would be an indicator for this symbol. Also, when you're playing board games, it might say this is for ages 6 and up. That would be another example of when the greater than or equal to symbol gets used. So this is only phase 1. You'll have to catch the video that actually goes over the multiple representations. But this is just the basic assembly of how the notes will look. And then catch another video to go over the material.